Hi there, friends. What is up? My name is Rabbit, and welcome to episode 179 of Let's Play Jade Cocoon 2, where we are continuing to explore the bonus forest here in the postgame. Specifically, we are making our way through Firestorm, which is the level 6 fire forest, and as we were heading through the second island, we ended up finding a cool beast hunter, and I parted ways with you guys right before we began fighting him. So, what do you say we dive right in and get this party started? So that's honestly all that took place. Ew, kamikaze hit. That shit sounds a little serious. Woo, I guess that means we're going to be finding some heavy hitting shit here somewhere in Firestorm. At least fingers crossed for that. But as for, I guess, a technical recap of stories that I was sharing with you, I was going on about how I have now started taking my wonderful piggies outside to explore nature and to graze on fresh grass because I am a crazy 20-something who thinks that she's 10 and has several pet guinea pigs. But that's okay. I think it's part of my charm. It's part of who I am, and y'all love me anyway. I do appreciate it. So I was sharing with you how there were some crows that were very fascinated by Hammer's existence in particular. But that kind of reminded me, I don't think I shared with you guys, because I think I got her between the last recording session and this one. So I currently am fostering a female who, yes, don't worry, she is in her own enclosure because none of my males are altered, so that would be terrible to put her with any of them. I reckon we would have quite a few more guinea pigs if I had made that horrible of a decision. Anyway, she is the sweetest piggy. Her name is Lily, and it's kind of interesting how I ended up getting her, actually. So I recently kind of became registered, I guess, more as a formal foster through some local rescue agencies. And, you know, that's not to say that I am at all in the position to take in a lot. Like, my husband and I rent, and we only have so much space, so it's not like I have a room exclusively dedicated to these creatures, although someday that'd be wonderful. I think also as a stretch goal, I may or may not have shared with you, I would personally love to run, if not be like a co-founder or a co-partner in a rescue agency that focuses on small animals, so like chinchillas, guinea pigs, rats, all of that fun stuff. Honestly, I would do birds too because I am so in love with birds, regardless of whether it's canaries, lovebirds, pigeons, budgies. As you know, I have several of my own. I love birds. Conures too. They're just amazing. Anyway, so I had become kind of more formally registered as a partner with several local rescue groups, and not necessarily the Humane Society, but I think my reputation still is kind of spread that I will participate in a lot of animal surrenders, and I myself will act as like a liaison to bring the creatures to the Humane Society. I've had a couple people that I know that work for them or for specific units themselves that reach out to me, even if they're not officially contacting me as a representative of the agency. Either way, I guess my reputation spread that I'm a woman who loves her guinea pigs in particular and has some space or will make space to accommodate holding on to certain pigs as long as the agency is working on creating a space for them long term, or they're working on rehoming them. So I don't mind being the middleman, and I'll take in as many as I can. You know, I have 5 of my own. So yeah, good stuff for me. Like, it made me very happy that my name kind of was spreading. So anyway, there was an older woman who kind of functions in a similar capacity that I do. I'd say she's in her 40s. She's got like 3 kids. She's actually from Poland, which is super cool. Just the nicest person. She had reached out to me. She got my email from, I guess, I don't know, one of the agencies that I have been partnering with, or maybe she got, I don't know. I have no idea actually how she got my email to this day. I never thought to ask her. But I'm sure it's fairly straightforward. But she ended up getting my information, and she sent me an email, and she said that she was participating in a surrender. So she was going to be receiving several guinea pigs, and they were all female, and her enclosure only had enough room for like 3 more. But there were 4 of them that she was going to be taking in, and she herself was not wanting to put them in the Humane Society because, I don't know, I guess she worries a little bit about some of the satellites that are in the area, or some of the local ones that are smaller that, maybe not all the animals get quite the level of care that they really should be getting. And, I try to be open-minded to the fact that, some of these people, they're doing their best. And yeah, they might not have the best spaces, and maybe they're not super aware of what the proper protocol is for care or, just guinea pig husbandry in general. But they're trying, they're trying to save these things as best as they can.
So you're a beast hunter? You're pretty strong.
Bro, I think we've talked to you before.
A loss is a loss. Take this, you thief.
And how dare you? What was that? Number 6. Give me my shit.
Hey, you got lots of them. You're doing well, kid. And I'll give you this, too.
It's going to be garbage. And it's a hell. Well, actually, that's not bad.
It won't be so easy next time. Remember that.
Yeah. Whatever you got to say. Thanks for nothing. I would have rathered an egg, but whatever. So, yes. Anyway, I get it that some of the smaller animal shelters or humane societies, like they do what they can do. But, if you're in a town of like 5,000 people, you only have so many folks to volunteer, or so many people who actually maybe have a strong education or a background and passion for animal rescuing. I just think that it's a little unrealistic to expect all of them to provide like 5-star care, even though, that would be nice. And I think eventually, if that could be the case, I think animal lovers everywhere would rejoice. But you have to be realistic as well and recognize that limitations exist, whether it's due to staffing issues, funding issues, I don't know, just a lack of knowledgeable staff themselves. It all kind of comes together. Oh, I have to pause and say, Ciara, our baby has finally grown up. Just what I was waiting for. But we will not be backtracking to switch her out quite yet. I feel like I want to keep her in my party at least until we have to go back, or else we're going to be running back and forth quite a lot, just due to the number of people that should be coming up on their final forms. I think minus the 3, actually, maybe we only have 1 more, maybe 2 more. I don't really know, but it's all good. Who cares? So anyway, this woman ended up getting my information because she herself, when she receives animals, doesn't like taking them to the Humane Society. It's my understanding from what I've heard from some other people that kind of know her, that sometimes she goes to the local shelters that are, within like a 30 to 40 mile radius, just if she's doing day trips with her kiddos or doing, I don't know what the fuck she's doing. I don't think she's employed by them. Maybe she's a volunteer and she's just really involved, or I don't know her actual technical role or her actual salaried position with what company. But she goes around, from what I've heard, and sometimes will make suggestions for the enclosures that they have and the spaces that they have, which is, I think, really admirable. I'm a pretty bold person, but I would not just walk in as someone who is not employed by the agency itself or by an actual rescue that has some sort of merit or has some sort of reputation in the town or surrounding area. Would never fucking just walk in and be like, this enclosure right here, it's fucking bullshit, fix it. But I guess she is not one to fuck around when it comes to stuff like that. She's very sweet and polite, and from what I understand, she's always very courteous and gracious in how she offers her words and offers her feedback and suggestions. But I guess she'll walk into them and say, like, you shouldn't have this many in this small of a space, or this one isn't behaving properly, he's probably sick, like, have you had a vet actually check him out, or things like that. So it's my understanding she's not a super huge fan of a few of the agencies nearby, so she herself kind of takes them in and tries to rehome. So she found out about me, and she contacted me and said she had an extra girl that she just didn't have the space for right now, but she was in the process of actively rehoming a couple pigs. So she was projecting that by June-ish, she would be able to receive the guinea pig back from me. So basically, she just was hoping, could I keep this thing for 2 months, maybe 3 months max, which, I gotta tell you guys, I was a little wary at first, not of her at all. I had, after talking to her and finding out a little bit more information about her, like, I knew she was the real deal, just a genuine, wonderful soul who loves all living things. But I have a bunch of males. Like, I was going to have to make room for this extra female. She was going to basically have to be housed by herself. And I want to make sure that all of them are being socialized properly, whether that's with other pigs and or with me. So I was a bit nervous, and I've never had a female guinea pig before, so I wasn't sure what to expect. But I have to confess, you guys, I am so in love with this girl guinea pig. Her name is Lily, and she is fat, fat, fat. You can tell that she came from a not good situation where they were just feeding her bullshit, much like Samtik and Hammer. So her diet was really bad. Her teeth were just awful. Like, the actual color was bad and the shape was off. Oh my goodness. Her nails were overgrown. Just, you know the drill. Not the best situation at all. But, you know, between this woman from Poland and myself, we were able to take her in, get her cleaned up, give her the things that she needed, and now she is staying with me. We've had her now for about 5 weeks, and I'm guessing in another 3 to 5, we will be passing her back off to this woman. And we'll just call her Joanna. That's easier, right? So we'll be passing her off to Joanna and her kiddos to take her in and hold on to her. So the piggy's name is Lily. Not sure if I actually shared that yet. And Lily is incredible, you guys. She is so sweet. She's so friendly. She is that definitive guinea pig that you see like animal YouTubers make videos about, like the ones that are friendly and will just fall asleep in your lap immediately. Because sometimes I see comments where people are like, oh, my pigs are so afraid of me, or mine would never do this and that, and it would make you think like, oh my gosh, so are these YouTubers just magical and they trained their guinea pigs to be incredible? And yeah, sometimes it really does just come down to how much you're interacting with them. But I think a big part of it is also their disposition and their upbringing. And particularly if you are doing a lot of rescuing and fostering, you're getting pigs that were either neglected or abused or whatever. And so there's genuinely no telling what circumstances they're coming to you from. So I would say my group is a mixed bag where the brothers, Peter and Pickle, are not well in terms of I'm trying to think of how I'd say this, because I don't think they're not ill-behaved, but they're not well-behaved. Peter is kind of fidgety and he's unfriendly, and you can tell he just doesn't like humans at all. He doesn't like anything. He doesn't like other guinea pigs. He doesn't like people. He just wants to do his own thing. I mean, he'll take a treat from you and he'll sit in your lap as long as you're feeding him, but he's not going to want to fuck with you and just sit on your shoulder or in your lap for funsies while you're reading a book. Like, that is not his idea of a good time, which I fucking get it, Peter. And he will let you know he's incredibly vocal, and he bitches and he complains, and yeah, he's not the nicest guinea pig. I would never rehome him, obviously, because I don't think he's not the kind of pig that I think someone would keep and take really good care of, because he's so unkind, even though I feel weird describing him that way because he's not violent or aggressive towards humans, but he's just not I would say a stereotypical good guinea pig. His brother, Pickle, is very smart. I think I've shared with you guys before that I think Pickle is probably the most fit and I think the most representative of guinea pigs that may have existed in the wild, or that, you know, we acquired these pigs from. He's just very, I don't know, he's observant and he's just really with it, if I can just loosely throw that out as a description of him. He pays attention to things. He tries to emulate certain movements that you do. So when it comes to manipulating, like his cage, for example, he will watch you cleaning his cage, and is this Kalma? Well, looky here, friends. I can't think of a better way to end exploring an island, can you? Hopefully this is that powerful... Volkaiser. Maybe this is the one we saw? I don't know. I'm going to just use a Hellfire book because we have so goddamn many. But anyway, Pickle will observe you manipulating his cage or moving things around, and he will immediately go and, kamikaze hit. I think that is what we saw. And he will try to emulate the actions that you took by pushing and pulling at the hinges of things or at the joints of things. He's very smart. I think if we had acquired him from his birth and he hadn't have come from that hoarding-ish situation where, you know, it was him, Peter, and Ptolemy. You know, rest in peace, my beloved Ptolemy. Oh, I still miss him so much. But I think if we had acquired Pickle as an individual pig, or even, you know, with Peter, because they are biological brothers, and, you know, we had raised them instead of them being in that shitty situation that they were in, I think Pickle would have been a brilliant pig that we could have taught to do tricks. And I think he would have been one that we would have been able to litter train and have I don't want to say free in the apartment, but I don't think he would need to stay predominantly in an enclosure. He's just incredibly smart. I think smarter than a guinea pig probably should be. He's a little too smart. And I think he uses that to his advantage. He's kind of a bully because of that, and he'll steal food from other pigs and hide. Pickle is a bit of a mess. And I think because of that too, it also exacerbates Peter's nature, because the two of them get along, like they've been together since birth, so they're bonded, but they don't really like each other. Their relationship is super unhealthy, you guys. You would be surprised how complex guinea pig relationships are. But I guess I can go ahead and save further explanation for our next episode. I know we are a wee bit early, but we'll just go ahead and keep the exploration of Firestorm 3 isolated to episode number 180. So I will see you guys fairly shortly. We'll make our way through. Let me, while I have you in tow, quickly scout out my items here and just scroll through. I feel like we're going to have to start using books again, because all these fucking Hellfire books, they're catching up, you guys. And we've got this Hellfire ring. It doesn't do as much damage as the book does. However, you can use it multiple times before it breaks. So I don't know. I might just start dropping the books, or we'll just use one in every single fight we come upon. We'll see. But anyway, I will continue explaining the interesting personalities that we have with all of our guinea pigs in our upcoming episode number 180. So thanks as always for watching, friends. My name is Rabbit, and this is our playthrough of Jade Cocoon 2, where we are continuing to explore the bonus forests here in the post game. So I'll see you guys very shortly.